in school at all, like at this time? Did you have any other interests basically other than working in the restaurant? I'm sure you did, right?
In grade school, I mean, I think I enjoyed school at that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fun. It was, you did your subjects and you went out for recess and you had lunch. So it was, it was an easy time, I would say.
Were your parents really hard on you in the school?
For sure. I mean, classic Asian parents, traditional Asian parents.
Yeah.
You always want to do good in school. I think if I ever came home with a B, I'd probably get my ass chewed out. But.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember my brother was that way, but with himself. Like, it wasn't even my dad. It'd just be like, he'd get a B and he like wouldn't come home, basically.
Oh, wow.
Like, he would take it really hard.
That's interesting.
But I mean, the kid got, 100% A's his whole schooling career.
Yeah.
Just kind of incredible.
My brother just did that naturally without having to study.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like kind of one of those kids.
Gotcha.
I was never one of those kids. Like, if I didn't read any, I would have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely no idea. So
I was like half and half.
I wasn't the best at school.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best. Especially in high school. I kind of fucked around and just skip school, skip class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So, how long did this, since you were 8 years old, you were working at this restaurant on Saturdays, did that last well into your teens?
That definitely lasted until I was in 7th grade.
Got you.
Yep. So basically right up until my parents decided to open up their own place.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then when they decided to open up their own place, did they take any cooks with them from the last place?
No. My parents actually, when they opened up their place, it was literally your definition of a mom and pop restaurant. It was literally just mom and pop.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're ready.
It's a 40-seat restaurant. It's like, it's not
Yeah.
small by any means. And it was literally my dad in the kitchen and my mom in the front.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're going to do this. There's no problem.
Yeah. Which was, I think looking back on it now, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. It's so insane. I mean, I totally get it. And it's funny because, as my dad got older, my mom was just like, oh, just hire a cook to like help you. And he's like, no, it's not going to taste the same.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
But I get it. I totally understand that.
Yeah. It's not going to taste the same.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Because everybody, because there's no specific recipes. It's just cooking.
Yeah.
It's essentially your off the cuff cooking. You're just at it.
Yeah.
You're not like adding a teaspoon of salt and a quarter cup of soy sauce. Like, it's not like that. It's literally just like cooking with your gut and your heart and your soul,
What were the I lost my train of thought here. I guess I'm thinking about the position you said that was packing the mise en place.
Yep.
Is that just your dad now doing that and
doing
cooking
all of
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does this line look? Like, your dad's feeding 40 people by himself. What does this station look like?
It was literally only 3 woks.
Yeah.
And a fryer and a 6-top burner. So he's essentially doing all the prep himself.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously I would be there sometimes, like after school, just helping out with the prep work. Obviously like he didn't necessarily trust me to like do extensive amount of work. I think I remember specifically trying to be like, oh, hey, like I want to help you roll the egg rolls. And he was like, okay, sure. And so I like started to do one and he was like, no, stop. You're doing it wrong. And I'm just like,
I just started.
Okay. Because, my dad's hands are a lot bigger than mine. So like his portion would be literally perfect for like the egg roll size.
Okay, got
and
you.
So mine wasn't.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of like, all right, stop. You can go and finish this other thing that you were doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just ended up how it was for the longest time. So I never really like stepped foot in the kitchen necessarily and cooked. It was just helping out wherever I could.
And did you have an interest in it? Were you like, well, I like this? Or, again, just bonding with dad, helping out, I'm bored?
No, I mean, I always enjoyed cooking. Just not really in the restaurant setting, if you will.
Yeah.
I think at that point in my life, I just had other priorities. I was on, different after school activities, cheerleading, soccer, things like that. And I just kind of never really wanted to go to work at that point.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in high school and you kind of want to, do your own thing and kind of find your own footing somewhere.
Start smoking weed and drinking and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really start doing that until much later on.
Yeah.
But, I just kind of want to hang out with friends and get to know people and hang out.
And not be home. I hear you.
Well, not necessarily not be home, but not be working at the restaurant. I think it wasn't... Up until I was like 16 and I wanted to make money, I was like, okay, I gotta go find a job.
Yeah.
And actually started working for my aunt and started packing carryouts again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was...
Did you, at this point, you're like, I need a job. Did that seem like the only thing you could do? Or would it upset your family if you had gotten another job?
No, it's actually funny that you say that because it actually did upset my parents that I decided to work for
your aunt instead of them.
Instead of
could
them.
You? She probably paid you more.
Well, I didn't get paid working for my parents, obviously. And as a 16-year-old girl, I'm like,
I'm trying
need to make some
shit,
money.
Bro.
I need to buy stuff. So, that's kind of how it was. It's actually pretty funny that you say that.
That's funny. Well, I mean, I think after cooking for so long and being introduced to a lot of different Asian cultures, Asian parents and Hispanic parents are almost the same. Mm-hmm. Respect, do the right thing, or fucking learn a hard lesson.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, so you go work at this restaurant, your aunt's restaurant, you're packing carryouts. Uh-huh. Are you working in the kitchen at all, or just strictly carry out?
We are working in the kitchen, but it's essentially, you're answering the phone, and you're taking the customer's order, and then what time do you want to pick it up? Okay, and then you basically fire. I'm in charge of essentially firing the order and packing everything that comes out. So you're kind of expoing, to a certain extent.
Secretary, order taker kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the most challenging kind of guests that you remember? Do you remember anything from that time that kind of stood out to you, or was it kind of just every day kind of same thing? No, it was
kind of every day. I mean, my aunt's restaurant was open for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so they kind of already had a clientele.
Yeah. You guys had regulars.
A lot of regular customers. So you just got used to, I know what you want. Oh, this person? Okay, I know your order.
Yeah.
It kind of got to be like that. You get to know your guests and you know what they want.
Did you find yourself enjoying that at an early age?
I mean, I thought it was fun, for sure. And, a lot of my friends worked at my aunt's restaurant too.
Okay.
So I got to...
So you guys were having fun.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
That's cool. Fuck yeah. How long did you work there?
I worked there as a junior to a senior. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the last 2 years of high school.
I got you. Mm-hmm. And then last 2 years of high school, so you got to make some big decisions. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? You going to college?
I gotta go to college at some point for sure. That's kind of the one thing that my parents were like, "Yeah, you gotta go to school."
And where'd you go?
I went to community college for my first 2 years, and then I went to Wayne State University.
Okay.
And then I dropped out after 2 semesters.
What was your major?
I was trying to do pre-nursing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
that's
just
kind of what I was like. My parents were like, you got to go into, you either be a doctor, a lawyer, or a nurse, or, something that, you make a lot of money doing.
Yeah. So that was the goal. It wasn't like find your passion and let it kill you.
No, it's never like that.
It was like make money, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Let's go.
But also I think it's, for like the Asian upbringing is you don't want to work so hard. Like, obviously my parents don't want us doing the same thing that
exactly.
they did.
Yeah.
And it's hard manual labor, being on your feet for, 12 plus hours. It's definitely not an ideal career choice that your parents want you to go in.
Yeah. And then at this point, you decide to leave school, right? So you're not interested in nursing anymore.
I was never really interested in it.
You're just doing it because you're trying to make your parents happy.
Yeah, just to appease my parents.
Gotcha. What did you do during college for work? Still working at the restaurant?
College for work, I actually worked at Best Buy.
Oh, shit.
A retail store.
So you wore a blue shirt.
I wore a blue shirt and khakis.
Sold... Now, at this
TVs.
point... were they flat screens at that point? Were they plasmas?
They were plasmas. Yep.
What was the spiel?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Actually, I started my Best Buy career as a customer service specialist.
Oh, what does that mean?
You basically did returns.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that.
Got you.
And I actually worked there for a few years. It helped me pay for school, which was a good thing. They actually had a tuition assistant program.
Okay.
Which was nice. So I got, money back for, it helped me out with my tuition.
That's cool.
And yeah, I actually worked there for a good 3 years.
Whoa.
So
what did you graduate as after you left there? Was your last position?
I ended up being a supervisor.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I handled all the money. So I was an admin position.
Damn.
So all the money for the entire store.
So how much money we talking here? They're selling fucking TVs.
I would be counting at least like $30,000.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, there was a lot of cash transactions.
Yeah.
Going on during that time. And
weird.
Basically dealing with putting the money in the safe, putting out all the drawers in the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of money involved.
Money, and then did you have to kind of get the deposit ready for the week when they would come pick it up?
Well, I was in charge of doing the deposit every night.
Okay.
Because there would be a pickup every morning.
Oh, all right.
And then if we had to order more cash, bills, coins, stuff like that, obviously we would have to I would have to order it.
Okay.
For the week essentially, or daily.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then why'd you decide to leave there?
Definitely did not want to be a lifer.
Yeah.
There.
Because from what you're telling me, it seemed like you were good at your job. And they were like, Mei.
I was actually pretty good at my job. I'm not going to lie.
They're like, Mei, if you stay with us, you can have shares in the company. We'll take care of you.
I mean, I had a 401k there. It's not a bad company to work for.
No, not at all.
And I learned a lot about different electronics and stuff like that. Obviously, because you go through all these different trainings.
Does it help you now when you're buying laptops and shit?
Well, no, because the technology changes so much that when
Best Buy...
I went shopping for this TV for this TV, and I'm just like, okay, I'm literally looking at 2 of the same TVs, and I'm just like, what's the difference? Because I'm looking at the different specs. I'm like, they literally have the same specs. What's the difference?
And they're $300 difference?
They're a $700 difference. So I'm just like, okay, is one model newer than the other? Or what's the actual difference?
Yeah.
Nobody could tell me. Obviously, I didn't shop at Best Buy. I went to Costco because, trying to get a good deal. But, because I don't get that employee discount anymore at Best Buy, but...
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Hitting Best Buy with the shade.
Yeah.
You don't pay me no more.
It's all good, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you leave Best Buy. Do you have any plans? Are you I'm going to go work in this?
I ended up, my last year there, I was actually enrolled in culinary school. So I actually, once I was 2 semesters in, I just ended up leaving